They say men can't be abused, but that is so wrong. When men complain about being abused, they say we are weak, not man enough. We are called all sorts of names. We are ashamed of telling our stories because of pride or what others might say, when in fact by telling our truth it just might help someone. I'm a man and this is my story. I was living in Jamaica working at a hotel when I met my now ex-wife. This woman was everything a man could have dreamed of: beautiful, intelligent, full of shape, loving, caring, soft-spoken and very independent. I was captivated by her, however I held my composure. She showed signs of being interested, but I ignored them. But deep down in my heart I was praying, God, if you give this woman to me as my wife, I will cherish her for the rest of my life. My prayers were answered and we got married. She would visit me often and nothing had changed. I loved that woman with all my being. She then filed for me and I was now living in England, but the day I set foot in England I became a prisoner. She changed completely and started setting rules. I couldn't go out by myself, supervised phone calls, I even became her live-in helper, cooking, cleaning, washing. I couldn't go outside unless she took me. She now spoke to me rudely, loud and demanding. I asked her what was the problem. Where did I go wrong? How have I offended her? I got no answer. The treatment was getting so bad I decided to go back home. That was when my nightmare began. She started locking me up in the house while she went to work. We were living in a residential place and had few neighbors. The houses were far apart and no one cared about anything. She was also highly respected in the neighborhood, so there was no one for me to talk to, so I finally came up with a plan. I asked her to take me to the barbershop, and that was how I started planning my escape. Before going to the barbershop, I wrote a letter explaining my situation, also stating that I needed help. I didn't know who I was going to give the letter to, I was just hoping. We went to the barbershop and as usual she was supervising me. I thought I would never get the chance to talk, however God was on my side. She then got a phone call and went to answer it. That was when I told her barber I couldn't talk but I needed help, and I got the chance to give him the letter. In the letter I also stated that the person should not contact me. I had to wait until my next visit. I continued living in misery until my next visit to the barbershop. We went back together as usual. While shaving me, the barber slipped a letter in my pocket. This went unnoticed by my wife, and that was how we started corresponding and planning my escape. He then explained that I should let her trust me and I should just go along with everything to gain her trust. She had my passport with her and I couldn't leave without it, so that held up my plans. I stopped complaining and refusing her outrageous requests. Even when she would slap me in my face with her underwear, she would just bungle them up and throw them in my face for me to wash. I washed them. I started being a good houseboy, and that was what the barber had instructed me to do, and it worked. I was now allowed to go outside by myself and even to the barbershop, but I was tired, and believe me, I made use of those few minutes. The barber had become my best friend and still is. I owed him everything. I found out where she had hidden my passport, so my plan was fully in motion. Little did she know I was just biding my time. I asked her if I could get a job and she said no. I got so used to the lifestyle like it was normal. The day had finally come and I was now fully a citizen. The long wait was over. My friend already had a house prepared for me and a job far away from where I was living now. My wife didn't go to those places, so he was sure I would be okay. She then took my papers and put them where the passport was, making it easier for me because I had figured out where they were but pretended I didn't. She went to work and left me doing housework, but as soon as she left, my friend came and picked me up. That was how I escaped my wife. I am now still living in England thanks to her, working and living a good life. I found the love of my life, who I plan to marry soon. Did mention I also have a beautiful daughter now. Men are going through things as well. A lot of us are just afraid to talk about it.